It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, just altogether pointless.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape! Garbage day! Huh? No!
Yeah, just altogether pointless.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon from the secret headquarters. I've got to tell you, I'm gonna burp. There has been no end to these Revolver chats, and they're just going on and on and on. You know, it's the same people who keep putting them up. I mean, what else is there to say? Andrew Dixon tonight. Oh, honestly, I watched it. And it was predictable. It's predictable. But it just goes to show you, hurt an Englishman where it really hurts, in his tight-fisted pocket, because Andrew Dixon didn't get it free this time, and he knows it. But I'm pretty sure he might get that singles box set. I mean, if I was Paul McCartney, I'd think, well, who's going to review it properly? Who's going to do the ins and outs of this box? And who's going to give it a generally favourable opinion, especially if he's getting it for free? Job done, isn't it? I mean, even Macca can afford a few shekels. Well, he doesn't usually, actually. He's not that generous, is he? He's such an egomaniac. He thinks everybody wants to get his records. All the kids. Well, it ain't all the kids. Let me tell you, it's Michael Norland. Michael Nayland. Michael fucking TJR's grandpa. Dixon is a powerful man. There's a difference. Don't go near him. He has got the sting in the tail of the scorpion, I'm telling you. Oh, I come up against him once and I was beat back with a stick. I'll tell you, I'm still licking my wounds now. See, I was, there I was, thinking I could do business with Beatley Tone, and then I see him turning up with those arseholes, and I'm thinking to myself, nah, all along I should have sussed you out, mate. You're evil. Evil bloke. Blue day. Not like Stephen Schnee. We like a bit of old, don't we? Bit of old Nick Haywood. Was it Nick Haywood? Blue hat for a blue day, yeah. Nick Haywood, wasn't it, eh? Well, soon we'll get going. I'm just making one up. So listen, I might not even be able to do this very special thing, but if we get enough people and enough votes, we'll be able to put one of these wonderful choices up for you people. You can hear the narration to the. I mean, it's easier than me talking about it. There are so many chestnuts involved. There are so many chestnuts. I don't know. I wouldn't know which one to pick. Anyway, let's get another record on. Because I refuse to discuss, at least at the moment, I refuse to discuss Revolver. Unless Richie Dolan wants to come up and talk about it. Well, what I can't understand is if I do like these videos and stuff, and if it's live, it's a different matter. But if it's if it's like preconceived, then like I've got to sit there on the computer and make it and stuff. I ain't got time in my working life to do that. I haven't even got time at the weekend to do it. It's time consuming. It is fucking time consuming. And you've got to think about these things as well. So you've got to be pretty sharp, a pretty sharp person to do this editing and get it all in place. I'm telling you. But you know what? That Dixon, he holds down a regular 9 to 5 and he still does all this stuff. And he bobs about, and he's a married man as well, and a father. I mean, apart from that, I can't tell you nothing about him. But I'm actually blocked from discussing him in any way, shape, or form negatively. So it's just the way it is in this world we live in, sadly. Well, it's not so much Broad Street. I mean, Broad Street's an innocent fool in the whole business. I mean, I hate to call him that. I've got some respect for the bloke, but you know, when I see him interviewing Kenny Loggins, and he just walks straight into a big trap. He just, you know what he says to him, and I'm going to tell you this much. He asked him a question about halfway through. He said, "So, what are you doing then, Kenny?" And then he get the full works, everything. And then he says, "Oh, it'll only take a minute," and it didn't. 65 years later, we were still listening to him rattling on. It was awful. It was awful, but it wasn't as awful. Maybe in some ways it wasn't as awful as TJR and Robert Kinsler's, because I mean that was Robert. I told you, Robert Kinsler doesn't seem to be that hung up on the Beatles. He likes all kind of different other stuff. But, you know, he just kept agreeing with TJR. Everything TJR was saying, he was saying, "Oh, yes, Yellow Submarine, a magnificent, unforgettable song." He always got the same script, doesn't he? And, "Oh, Dr. Robert, I thought Dr. Robert sounded really good. Great. It's a wonderful song. It's lasted through the years, TJ. I never forget. Whenever I hear Dr. Robert, I always think, this is the Beatles' Revolver. Yes, wonderful album." And did you know? And he's telling us all this stuff which is debunked. "It was very funny to hear the original version of Rain." Oh, yes, TJ, I thought that was very informative to hear that. The Beatles are a magnificent band and they will be remembered throughout eternity. Yes. And yes, I like Rain as well. So, I mean, these are little snippets I can give you. And what was the third one I chose? Yeah, so there was Broad Street. There was Michael Nolan's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, you might have noticed today, if I take this down. Yeah, there we are. I'm called Foreigner's Ghost. Yeah, I'm Foreigner's Ghost. And do you know who invented that? Because I keep thinking Frankenstein's ghost. Or is it Ghost of Frankenstein? But anyway, you know, Michael Nolan, and he's very old man. He's very old man. He's my mum would call him Cronky. Have you ever, is anybody English out there ever heard that expression, Cronky? You know, like when someone turns up in an old banger outside your house and they say, "Look at that cronky old car he's got." You know, maybe it's a bit 60s and 50s, that word. I don't know, but I remember my mum used to always say, "Oh, look at that cronky old thing." Oh, cronky old thing. Yeah. And that's what Michael Noland is. Noland, whatever the fuck his name is. Right. He's just a cronky old man. But they've brought up the tired fucking old subject of, oh, by the way, Michael Norland, he loves TJR. He's up there. So, "Oh, you guys are the best in the world. You're the Siskel and Ebert of..." What a rip-off, eh? The bloke's been stealing off my chat. I hate people plagiarising my stuff. Elliot Roberts is always doing it. Always doing it. Don't think because you've got a handsome face, mate, you don't get slapped once in a while. Because sometimes you've got to knock sense into people, especially cheeky fuckers. So anyway, if you've just joined us, remember we've got a choice of 3 videos I'm going to do voice narration to. If you go right up to the top, you'll see them. Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can record. No, I don't think I can copy paste here. Can I? Copy paste. All right, here we go. All right. Oh. No, it won't let me do it. It won't let me copy. So I'll give them to you one more time. Choice 1, TJR and Robert Kinsler talk Revolver. Choice 2, Michael Norland talks Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and also says that Foreigner should be called Foreigner's Ghost. What a great man. And choice 3, Broad Street interviews Kenny Loggins. Or Kenny Michaels. Now, this, I don't know how this come about, but again, I blame people like Mr. Mayo. Yeah, I can get you an audience with Kenny Michaels, Broad Street, but it'll cost you. Oh, where you want to go? IHOP. IHOP. Anyway, the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks. Let's have a look what's happened. Yeah. So this is it. That's all I've got to say for you tonight. I'm very tired, man. I think I'm going to go to bed today. Now, my cat's on my feet, and she's a very naughty cat, and she won't get off my foot. And I've got to get up, and I've also got to have a shave, a late night shave, because I was having a bit of a rub on my ears, and all of a sudden I thought, oh, you've got sideburns. You've got to get rid of them. Oh, just a word of advice about Revolver. Actually, I didn't realise they also did a Tomorrow Never Knows video, and it's fucking awful. It's awful. I told you they're really cheap, aren't they? I've got some advice here. Also, I want Andrew Dixon. Please, if you can help me, Andrew Dixon, I begged you to do this for me. I wanted you to find out if Scouse the Mouse is out there anywhere. It was supposed to be shown one Christmas, 1978, I believe, and they cancelled it because of ITV strike. So we never saw it. It's never been seen since then. It must exist. Where is Scouse the Mouse? Huh? Where is Scouse the Mouse? We want to know that. Anybody out there, anybody knows anything? Also, you know when you get these shitty Tony Sheridan albums? Well, if they say some of the tracks say Tony Sheridan and the Beatles, and other tracks say Tony Sheridan and the Beat Brothers, the Beat Brothers. Well, let me tell you, I've heard all kinds of things. I've heard the Beat Brothers are the same thing as the Beatles. Nobody's clear on this. Nobody's clear. Is there an expert out there who actually fucking knows? Or is this more hidden history about the Beatles? Yes, this is the hidden shit we want to know about. Not this fucking, who's last scratched their ass on Let It Be? Who gives a fuck? You can work this out without even needing to ask the Beatles. You can. Because they were so stupid and childish and idiotically working class that they didn't think to keep their arguments quiet, did they? They had to be all mouthy about it, just like Meghan Markle. You've either got class or you ain't got class, and they never had class. That's why so much of the 70s was wasting with this pathetic bickering. I mean, who would do that? Release an album just bickering about somebody who used to be a songwriter. It's terrible, terrible. And they're both as bad as each other. Both. Anyway, the real Billy Preston had died in shame. And he's not the man who's in the Revolver book because they couldn't find another black man, so they just got a photograph of Chief Kitcheweo. Drinking his Mbongo, which they drink it in the Congo. And that's it. That's it. Parlophone prick won't fucking shut up either, will he? Christ, who's outdoing who? But guess what? Some people were very, very sad. You know why? Fab Four Free for All, after their initial opening of the box, and they were second. They were second with the box opening. And they probably paid a lot of money to get that thing over to them way before. And they haven't made a single video about Revolver since. I mean, the silence speaks. Or should I say, the silence is deafening. It's deafening. I'm telling you. Yeah. Oh, well, is there anything else I have to say? I mean, I've seen a lot of these Revolver things getting right on my tits, to be honest with you. Really getting on my tits. But what's getting on my tits most of all is after I went and put the truth out there, my video's up there, I might tag it onto the end of this one if I get a chance, if I can be bothered. But what people are just keep ignoring what I'm saying to them. Did you know? Oh, wasn't it funny to hear how quick Ringo was drumming? And I thought, for God's sake, will you listen to me? That's not the correct speed he's drumming at. They always factor, it's called vary speed. They always fucked around with Ringo, because he was such a bad drummer and such a bad singer. They had to speed him up a little bit. Otherwise, he'd be singing like that. Oh, there was something awful. I was listening to the Yellow Submarine on the, in my research, listening to the Yellow Submarine, and in the remix, it's going, Yellow Submarine, Yellow Submarine, Yellow Submarine. And I thought, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Hello, real Aunt Mimi and the real Martin McGrath. Yeah, I mean, I was going to mention more about that because that was so funny, but I won't. I won't, because I thought it was even more funny to think that that she's been endorsed by Michael Norland. You've got to watch Rachel's Ghost, and I thought Foreigners should be renamed Foreigner's Ghost. Well, I'll tell you what, Michael Norland, I'm not glad you ain't my fucking manager. You daft old fucker. Isn't he, daft old fucker? He's probably do a complaint video about me now. Just because I know nobody, you want to pick on me. Anyway, listen, I don't want to get rough. On that. I wanted. I can't bother. Besides, I wanted to watch something. I was gonna. Do you know what? Can I tell you what I was watching before I thought I'd interrupt myself? I was watching the one, and it's available on YouTube now. So I suggest you get down and watch it because it's fucking brilliant. And if Kimber's out there, she'll tell you it's brilliant. Capricorn 1. What a great film that is. Yeah. Telly Savalas, Elliot Gouldy, what's his face? The handsome bloke, James Brolin. Yeah, and what's his face? Yeah. O.J. Simpson, of course. Yeah, token black man, even in those days. Great film. I'm going to go and watch the rest of it right now. So goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. End broadcast.